I've been struggling with acne for a year now, and it's been getting progressively worse and worse. I know everyone notices it, and some are even bold enough to publicly point it out. I'm constantly disrespected for it, and it's the only thing on my mind all day and night. It distracts me from studying, praying, sports, friends, and family, and I feel like it's the only thing holding me back from being happy. Should I just keep praying about it, or should I invest in some skincare products? First, I want to be real with you. That idea that if you had that acne taken away, your life would be so much infinitely better and everything would be perfect and it would be exactly how you want it. It's a lie. It's not true. You know, there's a common saying, it states that man will never be satisfied. Truthfully, I don't know what your life entails, but if I were to take a guess, you live a normal life. You live a blessed life where you're able to walk, you're able to move your arms, you're able to think. You know, and quite frankly, there are so many people who are in so much worse situations than you are in, and that has helped me a lot in my life with realizing that my situation is not as bad as I think it is. Because there are people who are living every single day with no arms, no legs, no eyes, no ears. Imagine if you lost every single piece of those things. You lost your eyes, you couldn't see. So it's always a way to be appreciative for your life, to look at your situation, to take it back and not make it such a big thing in your mind. And truthfully, you know, I want to tell you a story. A long time ago, I used to be a very, very, very skinny dude, very underweight, very unhealthy, and everyone would make fun of me for it. Everyone would mock me for it. Everyone would say, oh, look how skinny he is, look how thin he is. I'd tell people my weight, they'd make fun of me, and I hated it. So I made it in my mind that if I could get buff, if I could get strong, if I gained weight, everything would be perfect. It's not true. If you got exactly what you want, it still wouldn't be perfect. You know, all your problems besides that acne would still remain. They wouldn't just incredibly vanish. And those people who are rude to you, those people who say those disrespectful and mean things, they are not bold. They are just rude and awful people. I'm going to be honest. You know, that's an awful thing to do, to make fun of another, to mock another, to be rude to another. You know, they are sad themselves. They want to take it out on you to make themselves feel better. Do not let that get to you, because truthfully, you are what God calls you to be. You are not a person who has this acne. You are not the acne person. That is not who you are. You are a child of God, made in the image of God. Those people's opinions do not change who you are or the fact that God has called you to be a child of God. So don't let their words or their negativity affect you and change who you are as a person, because you are who God calls you to be. And truthfully, for the skincare, I mean, a lot of times the Lord blesses us with opportunities to do something, you know. The Lord blessed me when I asked Him to make me buff, to make me gain a lot of weight. He didn't just instantly give me a lot of weight and then, boom, I'm super buff and I can lift all this weight. He gave me a gym membership and He gave me some protein powder. That's what He gave me. He gave me the tools to do it myself, not just instantly, here, you can have all this. So if I were you, I would recommend some skincare to work on that acne, you know, work on yourself, improve yourself, truly. And don't do these things for you or for others, because who cares what other people think? Do it for God, because God truly loves you. He wants nothing but the best for you. And also another thing that can help you is to remember that everything's happening for a reason. You know, I went through a very hard time in my life, and for a while I couldn't eat. I had a pretty bad eating disorder, and that happened for a reason. You know, as bad as it was and as hard as it was for me to truly conquer that through the Lord Jesus Christ, I know that it happened for a reason, for it made me who I am. I wouldn't be who I am today if I hadn't have gone through such a hard time. So recognize that these things are happening for a reason. Keep trusting in God. Keep your faith strong in the Lord. And truly, do not let it affect you so much where it's all you can think about. It doesn't matter. You know, truthfully, when you die, when the world ends, acne, it just doesn't matter. How you look, it doesn't matter in the long run. Keep your mind focused on God. I hope this helped. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask. I have a Google form linked to my bio. It's completely anonymous. And in Jesus' name, God bless you so much and have a great night.